we still have to make predictions, Ben. Before I'm going, no, let's introduce plays first. Of course, Complexity's QXC is our North American Terran, spawning in the left bottom side of Daybreak, which is our first map. And on the right top side of this map, we have Targa, representing both Norway and Australia. So I hope all the Aussies are still awake. Ben, making a prediction, like, it's actually kind of silly because I have a good feeling at Targa, but there are so many things that come into play. QXC, A, is probably still more experienced on this level, and B, we're playing on the North American server, so betting against QXC is probably a silly thing to do. But I have faith in Targa. I actually think he's quite an underrated Zerg. He played really good in Kiev. He beat Hazuops. He came very close to beating Pommy. And he took a map out of MMA. And that second map was that ridiculous game on dual side where he 6-pulled with drones. And he had MMA on the ropes. And this is a bizarre scenario. But if Targa would have won that game, MMA would have been out of the group. So our champion, in the end, was super close to actually being eliminated in the group stage by Targa. So Ben, I'm going with Targa just because I feel he deserves it.
It's a good prediction, and I think that it's a fair prediction. I'm not going to necessarily agree with anything you said. At that same tournament, QXC of course went out in groups. By the way, Kev, it's Sinsu beans. So thank you, chat, for
who said it? Who said it?
Everybody. The first one was this guy, who I'm not going to say on air because my producer would yell at me.
Why? What's wrong with it? Why is that weird?
Because
doesn't say anything wrong.
It's
now you have to talk about it.
I can't.
Well, I can say it because I don't know what it means, so they can't blame me. Slutra? Why? What's wrong with that?
Facepalm. This game is live, folks. These players are playing. I mean, they were chatting in the game lobby. Targa was saying that he hopes he doesn't have to deal with any lag issues as he is playing from Australia. Right? Australia?
That is correct, man.
And
down under.
I still haven't made my prediction. I think QXC. Not because I think Targa is bad or anything like that, but I have so much faith in QXC, who is putting down a bunker in a really annoying spot.
Well, this is like the latest bunker I've ever seen. Like the Zerglings are already out. There's a Marine over here, though. He might pick off one drone. Yes, he does. That's a big win already.
Yeah, QXC's got some incredible micros, some of the best that there is, quite frankly. And like you said, he picks up that drone, and SCV comes back and is going to go back to work on that bunker. But now there's Zerglings out, so this is probably the end of the QXC aggression. And the reason I think QXC is going to win is because I think that he has the highest potential skill level of North American players. Well, it's hard to stand by that statement with guys like Illusion playing so well these days. But definitely, I would have made that statement 6 months ago. He's been the big question with QXC is always what level is he at right now? What's going on with his practice? As right now, Kev, you're pointing out that there's some command centers going up.
No, he hits a pretty big supply block really early on into the game. Took him the full 25 seconds while being supply blocked at 27 on 27. Targa is actually going to end up losing this Overlord, I think. Man, that must suck so incredible hard. Because he already lost a drone, maybe.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
It's going to be fine. I think he will be fine, no? Fine, fine. Yes, well, it was close. Pretty quick Roach one, by the way, for Targa as well. Meanwhile, we see those two first aliens. But yeah, sorry, Ben, the only reason why I interrupted you was to point out
supply block.
A pretty big supply block.
Yeah. Targa is also facing one right now. He's stuck at 36 supply with another Overlord popping out. That was the one that he started when he thought he was going to lose the one from QXC's natural, so he's okay. And yeah, so I do think this will be a very close series. It looks like QXC is leaning towards some Hellion Roach play. Or, I'm sorry, what am I talking about?
That's pretty imba, man.
Marauder Hellion play.
Meanwhile, these 4 Hellions are starting to make their way really deep into the natural of Targa. Targa using 3 drones to block. That's pretty cute, but he's just going to end up losing them.
Oh, nice Hellion shots. QXC microing these Hellions brilliantly. He's already killed 8 drones, and he's probably going to get one more. 9 drones is going to be the final count. So nice initial aggression there, and if we look back in the main base of QXC, we can see that he's got a couple Marauders popping out, Stim about to finish up.
I think that Targa wants to go all in as well. It seems like both these guys want to be really aggressive, which is going to turn out quite funny, because we're going to see Stim Marauders with Hellions.
Against Roach Baneling.
Against Roach Baneling Ling.
So impossible to say which way it's going to come out. I guess it just boils down to the control.
You know, I've played a lot. Last 2 days, but I've been playing really with a high ping from the office, which is just super uncomfortable. Anyway, I had this game against the Zerg when I'm like preparing to move out with my 2 base all in, and this guy literally attacks into 3 cannons and he crushes me. That's like the most embarrassing thing that could ever happen. Because I am actually supposed to put serious pressure on him and he just kills me in my natural. Yeah, that could only happen if I have lag. Lag!
First Roaches making their way across the center of the map. They're not going to be able to get much done with Marauder waiting for them in a bunker. Yeah. They do see the Hellion count though, which could be a good hint.
I really hope that Targa abandons this plan that he originally had. Because
he is droning now.
Yeah. Have to be careful, he's bringing in those links, so he's going to end up losing at least a few roaches. He's going to lose all the roaches. 2 Banelings marching as well. Marauder is like
stimmed. I don't know if that stim was necessary. It was some kind of a lot of damage on those 3 Marauders. QXC has switched off his barracks, so maybe he's not planning on going all in with this. Perhaps the aggression from Targa made him feel like he should just sit back.
He knows he's probably in a pretty good shape right now, which he is, of course. 38 drones against 38 SCVs. No third hatches yet going up. Targa was pretty low on gas as well, so basically everything is low for everything went slow for Targa. So far, so good for QXC.
I want to say that there's a lot of support for Targa coming from the C server. There was actually a really big post on Team Liquid just hyping up Targa for his Sunday match, saying, "Hey, everybody, tune in. C loves you, Targa, blah, blah, blah." Stuff like that. I shouldn't say blah, 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 because they're very heartfelt, touching words. Supporting their lone representative in this tournament, I believe. There's no one else from...
Targa told me this. Like, I spoke with Targa about this for quite a while, and he said, like, yeah, whenever Moonglade used to play, all the Australians used to tune in and support Moonglade. So a lot of people were indeed very, very happy that Targa made it into the NASL. And so am I, man. We need a representative from Southeast Asia, even when his roots are in Norway.
Right now, it's just Targa trying to restabilize after the aggressive opening that literally did nothing. He hasn't taken a third yet, but he's just now really getting to a point of 2-base saturation. Also starting a Spire, and that would be a very interesting switch into mutas off of such a low, kind of slow economic start.
Agree. And what we're going to see right now is something that reminds me of Braddock versus Night End. I think if QXC is going to bring those first 2 medevacs and just attack straight up, I actually think he's going to crush Targa. However, if he's going to try to drop him in the back of his base, he might give Targa the time that he needs to get mutas out and will actually stabilize. So we'll see what QXC is going to do with his 2 medevacs. But I really feel if he just attacks straight up, which regarding the fact he has 6 Hellions over here, or even 7, he should do that, and I think he's going to be more than fine, and I think Targa has an almost impossible task ahead of him, stopping this.
We'll see. Still no third base from Targa, and QXC's like, you know, he's set on denying this third, but there's just not one. So I'm a little frankly curious to see if he even continues with this aggression at all. Looks like he is going to march forward.
QXC is very disoriented right now.
Yeah.
And baffled.
There's a couple of Banelings. Sorry, he just killed me. Went back to the synonyms. I didn't realize it until I heard our producer laugh from behind the glass wall. Yeah, with those Banelings completing, I feel like QXC might feel inclined to back off this aggression.
If QXC would have just run towards straight away, which of course is always scary, and it's so much easier to talk hindsight. We have no focus war, so we can see, well, QXC, if you stim up that ramp right now, you're actually going to be more than fine. But of course, when you play a game and you know there's $150 on the line. Once more, guys, for everybody who's not aware, the NASL updates every single best of 3 we cast. The winner gets $150. So, of course, you are careful with your moves. But slowly but steady, I feel the Targa's getting a more scary army out. Yeah,
he's starting to build that mutaball. Roach Ling Baneling is good no matter how you cut it. It just kind of comes down to micro and engagements. Baneling speed's not done though. It hasn't even started, quite frankly. And I mean, without it, it makes it very tough for Targa to engage. That third base was forced to cancel.
I like this, by the way. QXC sent a Marine over here, and he sees that the Overlord is rocking it, so he's like, alright, I'll just float my orbital to the middle. I'm pretty confident anyway.
That's really smart. Oh, and Targa being very smart as well. Tries to move a Ling there to block it, but oh no, it was the Automaton that blocked, but he got out of the way.
Quite some mutas right now. It's going to try to pick up something, but QXC is very well positioned.
I'm really surprised that that QXC hasn't forced this fight.
Yeah, he's up 30 supply. The Terran has been up 30 supply for a long time, which should be the other way around, of course. QXC forced to lift up this orbital right now. Ben, pretty big engagement going on.
Big engagement indeed, but QXC in a good position, able to drop a big stem and force Targa back once more. Targa's not trying to harass these mutas at all. The Baneling's coming forward, and there's a nice explosion on a lot of Marines.
And a lot on one Marauder too.
And a lot on one Marauder too. Still enough Marines left over for Targa to feel like he can't fight with his mutas. finally the Muta's going to start to go towards QXC's base, and this is what they should have done or no, they're going to try to pick off Medivacs. These Mutas need to be harassing though, Kev.
Yeah, well, he just never really had the scary amount of Mutas. After that horrible economic start, he just never really recovered, and he's going to try to pick up some units one by one. He's going to try to save time. His hedge is, no, not even up yet, but it's at least further than it's ever been in this game.
Probably going to be cancelled again. That's not a very big army for Targa. Just finished morphing some Banelings. Maybe he'll be able to roll in. Baneling speed just now starting. And again, third base is cancelled, so Targa really has his back against the wall here on Daybreak.
I don't really see what Targa can possibly do. QXC is just well prepared everywhere. He has some Stim Marines. Oh, quite a few Stim Marines over here. Targa thought for a second that he could deal with that army, but Stim Marines are very good against
Resources lost tells a hell of a story. 4,300 to 1,500. Wow. QXC is just, he's complete domination. He's outplayed Targa this game. Maybe not even outplayed. Targa just opened with a build that was really bad against what QXC opened with. And since then, he's had a very difficult time recovering.
Yep. I mean, he's been mining less throughout the entire game, and he lost 3 times as much. So yes, then often you're in a pretty bad spot. Math does tell stories, man.
It does indeed. Again, Targa's going to try to take that third expand.
Money. QXC so rich. His money so high? I have no idea. Let's ask him. QXC, why is your money so high?
Not because he's been winning tournaments. No.
That's pretty mean. Why would you say that? He's such a nice guy. You like him so much. You always like.
I do. I love
you
QXC.
Always talk up QXC to me. You're always like, oh, he's such a good player, he's such a nice guy. And now you're making fun of his expense. On his expense.
Yeah.
You're a dark person. You see, you're in a dark place.
I thought you were gonna run with it, man. You just you hung me.
Yeah, no, I don't make fun of people.
Oh, please. And he never lies either.
I actually never lie.
Mutas for Targa are looking for an opening. They might be able to pick off a siege tank here. It's a nice little pickup. But Marines are still close by, and Targa just having a hard time getting anything going. Finally, his third base will complete, though. So
look at these 2 siege tanks, by the way. They are very. What are they?
Maybe they're silly.
No, they're not silly.
No, they're not silly. Maybe
Mutas! We're almost flying in.
Maybe the tanks being there is a blunder?
No, I think those 2 tanks.
Are they confused?
Being there are mystified.
Mystified at QXC's tank placement. Targa backing up and realizing that he's going to have to defend this third expansion. QXC's money is really, really high. Now he is maxed, so it's not going to matter that much.
So many Zerglings.
Ling's going to come streaming in. Banelings are way behind, so they're having a little bit of trouble connecting.
There's still a lot of Banelings left.
Fight for Targa.
I think so too, Ben. There's still a lot of Banelings left, and they will actually clear up everything that QXC had. These Mutas should be able to take out at least 4 or 5. Oh, I love how QXC is splitting them up. You see that?
All of a sudden, yeah, is a cute move, but all of a sudden QXC is in some trouble. That money being so high.
If only he had warp gates right now, Ben.
If only he had warp gates. If only he had more production, period. Big stim goes down.
There's no planetary fortress here either, but there are a couple of missile turrets and there is a siege tank.
There's also a couple of Banelings, and they're going to really they're going to chase these Marines at least.
Bunker as well. Wow, this Targa just made a pretty big mistake.
Yeah, overcommitting a bit, feeling as if he could maybe end the game.
Yeah.
But QXC was able to hold.
That fight was great.
QXC, really. He could probably build 5 more barracks.
That fight was really, really great. That was the best thing that could have ever happened to Targa. And I think if he would have waited 10 seconds for new Banelings to finish, he probably could have done very, very well. But yeah, he just tried to steamroll in straight away. That one tank, those missile turrets helping out a ton, by the way. Very smart from QXC. Having those.
Yep, good job backing up, fighting in a favorable position. Mutas do finally make their way into the main base of QXC, and they'll pick off a single tech lab before getting ushered out by a handful of stimmed Marines. Targa taking the center of the map.
Usher.
He, one thing that he still retains is a little bit of map control thanks to that last fight, but QXC with all that money has been able to macro up again pretty quickly. He's up to 180 supply against the 150 of Targa.
This is what I like with Targa though. He's always annoying, always trying to delay bases. It's a small thing, but it's such a big thing.
Yep. And
gonna try to pick off a siege tank. But it's not going to work. QXC must be scared at least a little bit though after that previous fight. He's like, okay, I had a lot of money, everything went good for me until that fight. I could probably make that mistake once, but that's something that definitely can't happen to me again.
You're right.
So I can only imagine he's going to be much more careful right now.
In that vein, Targa needs one more fight like that to really lock this, well, maybe not lock this game up, but get him back into a more even footing.
His Muta count is starting to get scary though.
Yes, it is. He's up to 18 Mutas, which is, I mean, he can probably I still wish he was harassing more with the mutas. Like they're being. I know that he's looking for a chance to pick off siege tanks, but QXC's out here on the map, and there's openings for mutas to fly in and do damage in the bases.
I guess so. 2-2 is of course already ready for quite a while. 3-3 is almost ready for QXC. That's gonna have a pretty big impact. That's gonna make those mutalisks even a little bit more useless, because then those Marines are gonna deal some real serious damage.
Yeah. And QXC's going to continue to make his way forward. A little drop in the back of Targa's third base.
A water drop. Interesting enough.
Kills a handful of drones and then is chased away by that Queen. Marines catching the mutas. Lurgan's going to come in as well. They'll surround and kill this small Marine hit squad. And right now, QXC's tank's a little bit exposed. So another big fight here. Baneling's going to connect very well with these Marines. Wow. And that's another pretty good fight for Targa. He needs to kill that tank in the middle there, and he does. Yeah,
that actually went really good for Targa once more. He barely lost any mutalisks. He killed out a lot. I actually thought I thought QXC was doing pretty good. He's going to end up losing this medevac as well.
Yeah, Targa will pick off that drop. QXC trying to send it back in on the back of that engagement. But
the biggest problem is that QXC has the entire left side of the map, and he has a ton of money, and Targa just can't expand anywhere.
Yeah, QXC's income's just really taken off. He's at, I'm not sure that I agree with this choice. Mutas can chase down these medevacs. QXC actually realizes it and unloads everything.
If I was Targa, I would just chase that. But reinforcements are coming already for QXC. Targa probably waiting for new upgrades. 2-2 is on the way. That's going to make his army a little bit more scary. The biggest problem has just been money, money, money throughout the entire game for Targa. And QXC has been doing a phenomenal job at making it so hard.
Targa's just on 55 drones, man. Yeah. Which is, I mean, he never really got to a critical drone mass. And it's been tough for him. These Lings going to try to surround and kill this planetary, and actually
he's going to kill so much. He will be able to kill it, but not before losing around 30 Lings. Yes. Well, it was exactly 30.
Nice.
It was exactly 30. Oh, Banelings roll to the right.
Oh, the Banelings not being in this fight means that the Marines alone are going to be enough to deal with Zergling Muta. And now Targa a little bit cornered. These Mutas going to run straight. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Misclick. That is
GG.
That's the straw that broke Targa's back. GG. Targa has left the game. QXC takes Daybreak.
QXC does take Daybreak. Kevin Riley.
Yep.
Good job, Kevin.
The bandana Terran. The parkour Terran. He can do a backflip.
Yes. Yeah, actually, he told me about this. He's pretty muscular as well. So
he said on State of the Game one time that he's pretty sure he can beat In Control in a fight. And then In Control tackled him at an MLG. I think QXC got really mad, if I recall the story correctly.
Wow, I want to know more about the story. This sounds like
Jeff will tell you that story. He likes to tell that story.
After how many Long Island teas?
Probably just none.
Okay.
He'll probably tell. Just ask.
But it's probably gonna get better the more he has. Like after 3, probably like QXC flipped over.
This is what happened.
QXC flipped over like 3 times, landed on his neck, almost broke his neck, but I saved him.
But I healed him.
Yeah. Gave him a senzu bean.
Smart. Anyway. Man, I'm so out of it today. That game was brought to you guys by Kingston HyperX. Check out their website, kingston.com, for info on their SSD line and all their HyperX RAM. We are going to kick it to a short commercial break while we set up this next game. But when we get back, it'll be game number 2 between Targa from Southeast Asia and QXC from actually really close to here.
Arkansas.
Arkansas?
Yes.
What?